All right. Hello, Spreakerland. If you can hear me, we've been talking now for about the last 5 or 6 minutes, and I just got a message that nobody could hear the first 5 minutes of this broadcast. So if you are on here, thank you for the message. I thank you to Tanisha for sending me that message, letting me know that nobody out there could hear me. I had to adjust the settings on here really quick to make it so that everybody could hear it. So if you were here and have been here for a little while, welcome to the Life of a Utah Medium live broadcast. And I will catch you up on everything that I was apparently just talking to myself about. That's pretty funny. So welcome. Thank you, everybody that is listening in right now. Thank you so much for everybody that's been supporting the Life of a Utah Medium in every forum. I've been doing quite a few different things, and so this first episode here, I want to update everybody on what we're doing and where to find the show and how to listen in and all those details. So if you are new and you don't know what the Life of a Utah Medium is, I am Caden. I am the Utah County Medium, or at least I have been. I'm now living in West Jordan, and so can't really keep the title of the Utah County Medium living in Salt Lake County. But I am the Life of a Utah Medium, and I do have the podcast going. We're 9 episodes in. Tomorrow will be the 10th episode of the Life of a Utah Medium podcast. And so on that show, other mediums have their own shows, and they have different subjects and that they cover, whether it be daily, weekly, monthly, or whatever. But what I wanted to do on my podcast is really let you follow through, let you, understand what it's like being a medium in the state of Utah. And that means following every aspect. I don't keep anything out. Some people, it's, very professional. They only follow paranormal subjects. They only follow mediumship readings, tarot card readings, and that kind of thing. My podcast is different in the aspect that I want you to be able to follow my entire life. I want to feel as though I am journaling my life for, mediums to follow in and see that it is okay to have a little bit of a crazy life. As a medium in the state of Utah, even, things are a little bit different because there is the stigma of, if you are in the state of Utah, you must be a Mormon. And right now, I haven't been a part of the Mormon church since I was 17 years old. And for those of you that are listening to this or may listen to this in the future, I am 31. And so I have not been a part of the LDS Church for 14 years. And I get a lot of questions about that, about how is it being a medium in a state that is so highly populated with people who don't necessarily believe in that kind of thing, or, there's such the stigma of what a medium is, or paranormal investigating and things like that. So what I want the show to be about, and we're going to, kind of make it into the live show as well, I want people to understand that, yeah, I may be, living in the state of Utah, but that does not change anything about how anything, it goes as far as what I do, as far as my readings, as far as anything like that. And being a medium makes life interesting. And for those of you that are listening that are mediums, you can understand that it does. It really makes things very, very interesting. And so some people work full-time jobs. Some people, some mediums hold other jobs and then do their readings and investigating and things like that on the side. And then there are people like me who I have tried. I really tried for many, many years to work regular jobs, to have a regular life, and that's just not a thing. Being a medium for me, it makes it very difficult for me to work normal jobs, knowing that there are so many people out there that need that help and that need me to be available and flexible to their schedule to help do readings and things like that. So I decided, with the help of my wife, that it was time for me to stop working and to go work full-time from home and do my readings and do events and work a couple of the other side jobs that I've been wanting to do for a long time, which makes it very nice to have that freedom, and it makes it nice to be able to work from home and, make things a little quieter, really. I mean, where she's already working, it leaves me available to take the kids to school and daycare and things like that, where if I was working a full-time job, we would need to figure out that with our schedules. So again, from our friend Tanisha, hey there, glad to have you on the show. Thanks for listening in. And she makes a comment of sometimes your job is being a medium, which is absolutely right. There are those of us, like I said, sometimes you can hold a full-time job and quiet it down and do this on the side, and that is perfectly acceptable. For me, I've never been able to do that. I always get distracted by the other voices that are going on. I get distracted by the other stuff that I know I could be doing and getting called, getting pulled toward helping other people. And so, being able to do this from the side has been amazing. I've kind of been available for people that have needed random time appointments. Some people, their schedules aren't all the same. You don't have a normal 7 to 3 job. You might have an 11 to 5 or, whatever, a 12 to 8 schedule. And so to be available for those kind of people, those kind of schedules, and to be available for people who need to reach out, who are starting to open up and who are wondering what the paranormal is all about. I love the flexibility. I love the open schedule to be there for those people. And so, talking to yes, Tanisha, or 10 at night, if that's the case. So for the first 5 minutes of the show that, I had technical difficulties and was kind of being stupid for a second. I was talking about the podcast and the show and how the scheduling is going to go for this. So I've been thinking about it all day, really the last couple of days, but especially today, all day today, on how to do the scheduling, how to run the podcast. Because if anybody out there listening knows, being a medium also makes it so that your life is very, very interesting. You don't make plans, because every time you try to make a plan, every time we have tried to make plans, it doesn't go that way. We set a plan and Spirit goes, yeah, you're funny, and throws something into the mix, and we have to reschedule or kind of be flexible. So the goal for right now is to record the podcast 5 days a week. The podcast is also called The Life of a Utah Medium. It is found on Anchor. It is found here on Spreaker, on Spotify, on iTunes, on just about a dozen platforms. So if you can't listen to it here or on Anchor, you can always listen to it wherever you like to listen to your podcasts. Right now, I'm 9 episodes in, and so that one, doing that 5 days a week. What I'd like to do is record that one Monday, do a Sunday show to kind of cover what happened over the weekend, do a Monday show, with a really good paranormal topic, We're going to take a break on Tuesday from the podcast because I think Tuesdays we're going to do once a week, do the live broadcast here on Spreaker. And then Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, we'll again do the podcast. So I will try to kind of make the beginning of the show a little bit like the podcast and update life events or kind of cover life topics. You know, if somebody asks a question or wants to know some information, it's generally a spark to me that maybe, you know, this is something good to cover because we have quite a few listeners on the podcast. And so if something happens in life, I'm more than happy to update that on the show, on the podcast, just so that people can see that, you know, this is coming from a real life person. It's not somebody who's making up a bunch of stuff to try to feed you a show and, you know, try to make it entertaining. If it's boring, I'm sorry, because my life can sometimes be boring. Not very often. I generally have a lot of entertaining stuff happening. Like, you know, 2 hospital trips in a row in 2 days. Our life is not boring. With 5 kids and both of us having medical issues and being a medium and dealing with the paranormal world, it definitely makes for an interesting life. So I will definitely broadcast that on the podcast, on the live feed here on Spreaker, and cover any topics really that come up. And if you have questions, if you have topics that you want to hear discussed, if, you know, you hear about something somewhere and you want to hear my take on it or what I'm understanding from it, feel free to message and reach out to me because that's the best way for me to know what I need to cover. You know, I can make a whole bunch of fluffy podcasts and talk about a bunch of random subjects, but I don't know if it's interesting for you or if it's beneficial for you as the listener without that feedback from you guys. So please feel free to message me, call me, text me, send me an email, whatever it takes to get a hold of me, and I will make sure that either on the live broadcast or on the podcast, I cover those topics. So in 9 episodes, we've covered quite a few topics. Today's topic, I covered crystals because that's come up quite a bit with different people. And so it's been a lot of fun. That show, I didn't get really into depth on crystals. I figure that's something, if you want some more information, reach out to me and let me know, you know, if there's one that you specifically want questions about, or if there's some, you know, a few that you want some direction on, let me know. I'm going to do another podcast. I don't know if I'll do it this week or next week, but I will do another podcast that is on the chakras, because that's something that I cover in that podcast. There are different crystals that help align with each chakra, that help you really get back in balance, realign yourself. And so I like to cover good information like that. I want to make sure that the podcast helps out those that are trying to develop. I have a few people that I'm working with right now. One of them, everybody got to kind of meet at the Benson Gristmill event a couple weekends ago is Tanisha. And so, you know, if there's somebody else out there that asks me a question and it's something that I don't know, I can do the research on it and give it to everybody else. So, you know, crystals, grounding, protection, realigning, you know, what to do to help yourself be more connected, to start hearing better. You know, I talked at the very end of the podcast, and we can talk about it again right now so that everybody knows. I am in the process of putting together a kind of a psychic development class. And that one's going to be a little bit different. I'm going to work one-on-one with people, and the way that I'm looking at doing it right now, I'm trying to get everything together, but it will likely be like a monthly cost, and it'll be a very minimal cost. I mean, $30 a month probably. And that will get you unlimited contact. That will get you phone calls with me anytime you need to talk. That we'll do like a once a week, hour-long sit-down, either video chat or in person or phone call, whatever works out for you. And we'll cover a topic or something to work on for that week. And then as you're developing it, as you're working on it, then you have all the access in the world to email me, text me, call me, chat with me on Facebook, whatever, and I will help you develop or help you answer questions as they come up. Because if there's anything I've learned over the last 12, 14 years of doing this, and really in my whole life, but those of you that listen to the podcast know I really opened up or reopened up at 18. And so for the last 14 years, I've been doing this really nonstop. I've had a couple of breaks, but, there's a lot of learning. There's a huge learning curve that comes with it. And let's see, it sounds like there might be some more issues on hearing. It looks like I'm good on my end. So if anybody else can't hear me, let me know. But it looks like I'm good to go on my end of it. But anyway, I will keep going. And if you're able to hear me again, let me know. Anyway, so the development issue, well, it looks like we're still having issues on Audible. Let's see here. All right. Can anybody hear me now? If you can hear me now, let me know. This is why I love doing this first episode, because then it gives us a chance to kind of work out the quirks on recording and all of that fun stuff. If you can hear me, let me know. We are live, so if you can hear me, I am back online. I'm getting feedback on my side, so I don't know if anybody else can hear me or not. If you can't hear me, my microphone is good. My audio return is good. So if you can't hear me, go ahead and reset your app or your web listener, whatever it is, and hopefully that will help. Give me 1 second. I'm just responding to chats here. But anyway, we'll continue on while I respond to people. So that will develop. I'll put that all together, and I'll put out the actual announcement on that once I have everything put together. If you are interested in that, if it's something that you would like to discuss or be a part of, let me know. And as soon as I launch that, once I have everything kind of put together for it, then I'll let you know on the official start date of everything. But if it's something that you're interested in, let me know, and I'll put you on a list. And there's not going to be a cap on it. And the reason that I'm still I'm slowly piecing this together is I think I'm not necessarily going to do the same pace for everybody, because everybody learns differently. So if you are in a different place than, say, somebody else, and we need to take an extra week and really focus on something else, I'm not going to rush you forward. We're just going to take it a step at a time. So, so it's going to be, there may be a few people that I'm working with, but it's going to be really one-on-one. Everything is going to be very specific to you. So that, again, is why it's kind of taken me a minute. So once I have all the details together on how I'm going to do that and how I'm going to kind of work out the formatting of it, then I will post the official information on my Facebook page, which is The Life of a Utah Medium. If you haven't already done so, please, please, please go on there and like and subscribe. I'm going to post all of the podcasts on there. I'm going to post all of the events on there. I'm going to post all of the details for classes like this. I am going to do another course, and it may be probably just a one-day course unless somebody wants more specific information. But I'm thinking also helping out with children that are developing. So anybody under the age of 18 that is developing their ability or has questions. I've been approached by quite a few people about that. So that is something that I've considered doing. And, if you're friends or family and have questions, I've likely already been working with you a little bit, but I'm working on probably doing like a one-day course to see how that goes, kind of like a trial to see if there would be enough interest to make that a class. And so I'll put all the information for that on that Facebook page as well. If you're friends with me on my Facebook page, I will post some information on there, like, when I'm going live on Spreaker, but I'm gonna post the majority of it on the Life of a Utah Medium Facebook page. So go like that page, follow me on there, and that will give you all that information. So for those of you that are tuning in, let me cover the events that I have coming up. If you want a reading but don't really know where to start, I will give you a list of opportunities, and then we can go from there. So we have some investigations coming up and some readings coming up. So we have September 27th is going to be a Paranormal 101 presentation and then investigation at the Benson Grist Mill. That one is hosted by our friends with Wisps, and I'm losing the other name. It'll come to me in a minute. I just talked about it on the podcast, and it's been a long day. But they will be hosting that there. They are Advanced Paranormal Services, and they will have the tickets for that. I likely won't be at that event, only because I will be out there on the 28th for my reception. So for the 27th with Advanced Paranormal, I probably won't be there. The tickets for that are on their website at advancedparanormal.com. And then I will be out there Saturday, the 28th, from 11 to 1. I will be there for our reception. And if you are interested, if you want to come out and say hi to us and just look at the property and, kind of see the Benson Grist Mill in the daylight hours, you're welcome to do so. The gate's going to be open. It's not going to be restricted to anybody. And so that will be a good time for you to come and see the property if you're interested in kind of feeling it out. Oh, excuse me. And then the next event will be October 18th at Synchronicities. That will be a gallery reading with myself and Esther Graves. And if you don't know who Esther is or you haven't met Esther yet, she is amazing. You will absolutely love her. That will be a joint gallery reading session. And the tickets for that are $40 a piece. And you can buy those either from myself or Esther before the actual event, or you can buy them the day of at Synchronicities at the counter. And that will be from 7 to 9 p.m. on October 18th. That is something that we're going to try to do monthly. So we have our October date set. We're trying to work on dates for November and December. And so I will let everybody know once we have those secured, what the dates are for that event. The tickets will probably stay the same price as we go. And then on October 25th and 26th, we will be back out at Benson Grist Mill. The 25th is going to be a gallery reading with myself and then an investigation following. And then on the 26th, it will be another presentation from Advanced Paranormal and then an investigation following. And the tickets for both of those events are going to be on advancedparanormal.com. And I do not have the rates on those. I need to get that information. So as soon as I have it, I will update everybody. It will probably be updated on tomorrow's podcast. So if you have that information, if you have the information on that, great that you've been there around for those discussions. If you don't, listen into the podcast the next couple of days, and as soon as I have those prices, I will let you know. The gallery reading will likely be about $50, and so we'll do one price for the gallery reading itself, and then one price for the gallery reading and investigation. And so if you want those tickets, advancedparanormal.com, you can find that information there, and then those are the events that we have set up right now. There have been questions. Excuse me, I started yawning. There have been questions about synchronicities and what my schedule is going to be like at synchronicities. So let me update everybody on here as well, because I know I didn't do that on the podcast. That schedule has changed. So for those of you that know the old schedule, it's not going to be that way anymore. The reason being is I was there Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 5 hours a day, 3 days a week. And out of those 3 days, I was there for 6 days total for 2 weeks, and I got one reading out of that entire 6 days. So what I've decided to do is I've gone with a schedule that's more flexible for me and for you. I'm still going to be available for readings at Synchronicities. I will be available Monday through Thursday by appointment only. So I will not be at Synchronicities unless you call me and tell me you want an appointment and you want me to meet you there. I will, however, do walk-in appointments on Fridays, and I will post events that week, probably on a Wednesday or Tuesday, depending on how busy things get, on what the hours will look like for me to do walk-in appointments on Fridays. That seems to be the busiest day. That seems to be when people are a little more free. Some people are able to get out of work or whatever the case may be, and that's when people can be there for readings. If you want to be there before that, if you want to be there Monday through Thursday or even on a weekend, let me know. Shoot me a message. We'll schedule an appointment. I will call and let them know what time we need, and then we'll go ahead and be there in that room at that point. Otherwise, if you need a reading and you want to do it somewhere and not at Synchronicities, if you'd like me to come and read your home, if you would like me to come and meet with you in a public place, whatever the case may be, we can make that happen as well. So that is how that schedule is going to change. So again, Monday through Thursday by appointment only. Friday, I will let you know the times, but I will be there available for walk-in appointments. Now, I do other businesses, and that's the reason for the change in that schedule, because that was holding up, right about 10 to 15 hours a week that I needed to be able to work on other businesses if that's not going to stay busy. So I do small engine repair. If you have something that you need worked on, get with me and I'll get you the rates. I'll let you know kind of what I would charge to do whatever the project is. I do some vehicle repair. So if you need like an oil change or brakes done or, a new belt or something like that, get a hold of me. I'll let you know, depending on what it is, I'll let you know the rate that I would charge to get it done. So you don't have to take it to somebody you don't know. I also work in financial services. And so if you're curious about that, Tanisha is one of my business partners, and I work with a good friend of mine, Derek. And for those of you that know the paranormal team, you would know Derek and Dale Van Otten. Great guys. Love working with them. And so we work right alongside with Derek all the time. And so if you have any questions on financial needs, auto insurance, home insurance, things of that nature, we also do that. So I have my schedule available. We can do appointments for just about anything at any time. There are certain hours that we have to keep available just because of our, family needs. Got to be able to get the kids to school and daycare and then pick them back up from there. And so, having that, we'd have certain hours that, I can't do appointments, but, I'm willing to work around just about any schedule. If we need to meet at 10 at night, for example, we can do just about whatever. So, we will be doing the live broadcasts here from Spreaker, once a week. And I think we'll keep doing it on Tuesdays for now. If people that are listening, if you have a better schedule that you would like, if you would like it to be more on like a Wednesday, if you'd like it to be later, let me know. Shoot me a message. We can always move it around. That's the beauty of having this Spreaker platform that I've got, is I have the flexibility of changing the schedule up and doing things to kind of make the show better. So if you have any suggestions, any questions, any topics that you want covered, let me know, and I'll be sure to get that going for you. And other than that, let's just enjoy the ride. This is new. It's something that we're developing. It's something that over time is going to improve. It's going to get better. And, I'm super excited about it. This is a lifetime dream. So I'm super excited that this has been able to happen. So let's cover a few minutes of what the podcast was about today. And we've got about 5 minutes left in the show, so I'll cover that very briefly, and then we'll go ahead and end this show. I will do another podcast tomorrow night. I've been doing them a lot at night, so it will likely be during the night that I do it again. So, but today's podcast, like I said, was on crystals and what is a crystal. So, one of the questions that I get asked about crystals, the probably number one question I get asked is, are crystals legit? Do they help? Do they work? Or is it just some stone that I'm looking at? And for those of you that have used crystals, you do know that crystals are legit. If you don't know that, that's because you haven't used them or you haven't researched them. Crystals work. They are a tool. So they're not the end-all cure-all. They have their purposes, but they're simply a tool. Just like anything else. Your phone's a tool, a screwdriver's a tool, a voice recorder or a K2, those are all tools. Your body, your energy level, that kind of thing is more important than what the actual crystal can do. Do crystals help? Yes, absolutely. Yes, crystals work. Yes, absolutely, Tanisha, you're absolutely correct. If you don't use them correctly, if you don't cleanse them, tools, any tool that you don't work on or clean or take care of doesn't work properly. Same goes for crystals. That's why I tell everybody, and I said it in the podcast, use selenite. Selenite is salt-based. I wouldn't eat it, obviously, Don't put it in water because it will dissolve. But the thing with selenite is that it does shred. It turns into little shards, and it's kind of like glass slivers. So you just be careful on how you use it, but it does cleanse your crystals, and it will help make sure everything is, all of the negative energy and all of the junk that was on those crystals comes off. So definitely take care of your crystals. And there are crystals that you can use for like balancing your chakras, grounding, opening up, psychic development, all that stuff. So, if you're interested in crystals, get with me. And I've got quite a few people that I know that really delve into crystals and how they're used and how to use them to best help you. And so I can get a hold of somebody if I don't know the answer, or I can take you to somebody who really works with them the most and has all that information. And we can definitely get everybody helped. This is a community. This is the paranormal community for a reason. Guys, everybody's equal. We're all in this together. We're all here to learn. We're all here to help each other. So I want to give a big shout out again to everybody that has listened into this first live show. I know it was put together very rapidly, but thank you very much to everybody that's listened in, that's listening to the podcast, giving all your suggestions, everything to help this show move along. It has been excellent. I'm so excited to get this show really moving along, get into some better topics, get more listeners going on, and get some better events put together, all these classes, everything, all these ideas that we've got going on. I'm so excited to see all of this coming together. It has been real, guys. It's been excellent. The Life of a Utah Medium on Facebook. You can listen to me here on Spreaker every single week, Tuesday nights for now. I am on podcasts on the Life of a Utah Medium on Anchor, Spreaker, Spotify, iTunes, you name it. Please listen in, like, share, comment, give us suggestions, help develop, make this show really just amazing. Let's make this show kick off and hit the big times, guys. Thank you so much. I look forward to talking to you again soon, and I look forward to that podcast tomorrow night. Have a great night, guys.